Welcome, artists, to Weaving with Bead Embellishments. I have here a couple pony beads, a needle. This is just a basic plastic needle, 2-inch needle. I have a small, thin piece of paper to use as a threader to thread the yarn and thread the beads onto the yarn. And then I've got a piece of acrylic yarn. So, to use the threader, I'm going to take my leading edge here of my yarn and just put a little bit through. So I've got a small tail, and I'm going to push the paper through the eye of the needle. Okay. And I'm pulling it through until the end is free. So the threader and the end are on this side. So now I have a short end to my needle or to my thread, and I have the long end. So if you've been working on your weaving for a while, you're probably at the place where you have some designs started. You might have done the vertical stripes or a stair step. Here I have a raya knot. They remind me of spiders. Okay. So I'm going to use the other end of my weaving to demonstrate this, just because I think it's a little easier to see without the other techniques on there, but it would be really cool to add beads here in the middle of this stair step. So don't think you have to do it just on a flat edge. So I want to think about where the beads are going to go. So I'm finishing a color. I just finished this first color here on that side. So I'm going to come through, and I want to leave a small tail hanging there. And I'm going to thread my bead through. Now I'm thinking about, where do I want the bead to go on my loom? Where on this warp it's going to go? And I think I want it to go in the middle. So I'm just going to weave through the first 3, and then I thread the needle and the bead onto the needle. And I'm going to finish that off. And then coming back, I think I want the bead to be like a diagonal. So if I were doing a whole series, I might make a diagonal line of beads. I could even make a V shape if I had more beads. I don't have more with me right now. So I'm going to thread this through, making sure not to pull too tight. I want the loop edge to touch the outside warp pieces, but not pull tight. Okay, so I want that to land there. And then finishing that off. Okay, so now I could stop with just these 2 beads here, or I could continue to add a pattern of beads as embellishment to my weaving. So this is just one more way to add interesting texture and design to your weaving project. Have a great time exploring the different weaving techniques.